What's up, y'all? I'm Will here with Schedulefly, and this is the Restaurant Owners Uncorked podcast, one of the highest rated hospitality podcasts in the world, brought to you by us at Schedulefly. We provide a very simple web based restaurant employee scheduling software backed by legendary customer service. If you're on pencil and paper or Excel, or you're on some software with tons of bells and whistles and features you don't need or use, Schedulefly is the perfect place for you. Easy to use, point, click, and go, and we'll take great care of you. Schedulefly.com, free trial, check it out. Also, this podcast is brought to you by our sponsors. Today's episode is brought to you by Webstaurant Store, the ultimate destination for restaurant pros. Whether you're launching a new cafe or prepping for the holiday rush, we've got you covered with top-notch equipment and everyday essentials, all at unbeatable prices. And right now, you can score $50 off your order of $250 or more when you use this code, WebSave50. All together, all one word, all caps, WebSave50 at checkout. Again, that's WebSave50, WEBSAVE50. But act fast, because this deal ends December 31st. Visit webstaurantstore.com to keep your kitchen running strong. All right, Frank, good morning, man. Thank you for coming on. Will you just take a second and introduce yourself?
Sure. Frank Kabatas. I am the owner and operator of East Village Pizza in Manhattan, New York City.
So I read your background. So you came here in '97, if I remember correctly, from Turkey, and
1990. Yes.
and you had pizza for the first time, and you got fired from the place that you currently own. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Tell me about it, man. Well, first of all, what brought you here?
What brought me here? I was a student, but I was always trying to figure out that if I can go to New York or United States to learn English. My first goal was to learn English, but of course there was economically things that I really wanted to be here. But my goal was actually to be here to learn English. But what happened is I had to apply for the lottery, and I won the green card. That's how I got here. That's how I
Okay.
immigrated here. To winning the lottery changed all the game. Then I moved here as an immigrant and as a resident, and I start living here. When I got here at 1997 in New York, New York was my first place, JFK. I never forget, and I will not forget. Thank God I did. When I got here, of course, like what should I do? Like I barely speak English. I say barely, but you think that I didn't speak English. What I could only say, like I need a cigarette, and yes, no, that's it. Not, like barely. Uh, when I got here, I was looking for a job, and I knew that I had to work because I come from a poor family. My family is not rich; they can't support me at all, like
Yeah.
at all. So I had to work, and I was looking for a job. By the way, I forgot to tell you, my brother was here
Okay.
and he was working in this East Village Pizza. I found a job there. The boss hired me. The boss was Turkish, so I found a job there for about 6 months. After 6 months, I got fired. Before I started working there with my cousin, I went probably the second day that I got in United States. The second day, I had my first slice of pizza. I never had pizza in my life before, and I was 23 years old, and I liked it. It was regular cheese. I liked it, and of course, like I tell the friends, that people that I know, my cousins, I tell them I was looking for a job. I ended up working there, and the boss offered me a job. He goes like, "What can you do?" I was like, "I can do anything. Like, I just need a job," because I was desperately looking for a job. It could be pizza, it could be market, it could be anything. I had no, I had no choice. Like, I had to do work desperately. I worked there. I worked like I did delivery with bike, with manual bike, no electric, and washing dishes. What could you do in a place that you know nothing? For about 6 months, I was just about to learn the prep. and I got fired. That's how my journey started. Yeah.
Why did you get fired?
Well, I had a problem with the main prep guy that works for the preparation, makes the dough. Basically, the main important thing in a pizzeria makes the dough, sauce, cheese, all the ingredients that he figures out makes it. He made a mistake with the dough. And what happened is he told the boss that I made the mistake, which I'm not supposed to do prep. But I do help him when he does prep. But I'm not the main guy. I don't know what he adds in the dough. I don't know what he adds in the sauce. I just help him. He tells me do this, I do it. He tells me do this, I do it. But when they figure out that the pizza dough was wrong, he told the boss that I did it. I don't know why he did that. Then I fight with him back. Why why did you tell him that? I didn't do it. It was my mistake. We had a fight. We had like I didn't physically fight him, but verbally, because I was trying to defend myself. I didn't do a mistake. That's your mistake, and people could make mistake, especially now. Especially now. What I understand is people could make mistakes, and you learn from your mistake. Don't afraid. Like, why are you afraid or of scared to tell the boss I made the mistake? There's no reason for it. That's what I got mad,
Yeah.
and I verbally fight with him, and ended up that I went home because I knew nothing. Like I was the new guy, and the owner told me, I never forget this: don't fight with the people that who you cannot cover their place. And then he said,
Ah,
yeah, he said I have to let you go because if he let the other guy know, I was I wasn't able to cover him. I couldn't make anything. I don't know what to make. So
yeah.
I had to go.
Okay. Okay. So you're okay, got it. So you're there 6 months. And then then when he let you go, what was next? What happened between when you left and then how did you wind up coming back and having an opportunity to buy the
I
place?
looked for a job. Like it was 19. It was barely how what was it? 1998. I guess January or some. I don't exactly remember that I got fired, and I looked for a job because I can't stay a day without working. I need money. I need to
Yeah.
pay the rent. I need to pay the transportation. But when I changed my job, that means like when I look for a job, I went to the west side and walked in a pizzeria. I was lucky that at the first pizzeria that I walked in, why pizzeria? Because I had 6 months experience in a pizzeria. I asked him I need a job, but he came back and told me, yes, I'm looking for someone, come work. He hired me, but I didn't understand what he was telling me. I looked at him and he understood me that I didn't understand what he's saying. And he held my arm with a sign language. He took me behind the counter. And that's how I started. That place where I learned how to make pizza, that place where I learned how to deal with customers, that place where I learned that I actually start to speak a little English. In the meantime, I think it was the third month that I worked there, I started going to school because I knew one thing that I had to go to school to learn English. If you are living in a place, in a country that you don't speak their language, you can't live a life there. I knew that. So I applied for a English second language. We call it ESL at Long Island University on DeKalb Avenue campus, and I went there for about 1.5 years. When I finished ESL, I really would like to study, and I applied for computer science, which I did for about like 6 months. But I had to drop because of the money situation. In the
Okay.
meantime, I worked in a pizzeria for about 2000. I believe 2000. 2000 until 2000, I worked there a year and a half. I worked 12 hours, 10 hours in a pizzeria, 5 hours school, and I would 2 hours commute to go home and come back, like 1 hour to go home and 1 hour
Yeah.
back. I had like three, 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours sleep time. Eating time was on the train. Like I got something to eat or just bring it home and eat and sleep. For about a year and a half, maybe more, that I did that. It wasn't that easy, but thank God I did.
So you were a young guy you kind of had to do what you had to do. So you were you were hustling, man. I love this. You came here, put in hard work, worked to learn the language, and did what you had to do. Um, and you're there in New York. This is the early 2000s. So you were there obviously during 9/11.
I was, but I wasn't Long Island doing 9/11s because 2001 I was working in a Domino's Pizza. That's
Okay.
after I quit. The boss of the pizzeria that I worked for a year and a half, he retired, John. I always thank him, like I still want to thank him that I met with him. Such a nice guy, but I was a hardworking guy, and he sees that I was a hardworking guy. He teach me everything, every possible thing that he teach me how to make pizza. He let me how to make me pizza. He teach me the oven, how to cook, how you prepare your oven, how you clean, making pizza, pizza sauce, pizza dough, everything. What I learned is from him. That's
Yeah.
how I learned. I always thank him. From there, after I think it was 2000, end of 2000, maybe like mid. I went to Domino's Pizza in Long Island as a delivery driver because after he sold his pizzeria, the new guys they didn't want me there because they had their own people.
Right.
I don't blame them. Everybody has
Sure.
their own people. They gave me time. They gave me everything. They were not very nice, but I had to find another job. That's a hustle. And I was looking for a pizza job, but I couldn't find like pizza maker. But I ended up finding a job in one of my friends that told me, "Hey, you want to deliver a pizza by car?" I could, yeah, sure. Let's do that pizzeria. And I start working in Domino's. The funny story that I never tell someone, they didn't know that I knew how to make pizza, and I was delivering pizza. One day, my car is broken down. It was 2000. I think it was 2000. That winter we had a lot of snow in New York. My car's transmission is broken down. I had to leave the car and went back to the store. I was like, I can't deliver anymore because there was a lot of snow, and they need someone to help to as a pizza maker. The manager told me, "Can you make pizza?" I mean, yeah, I can make pizza. Let me help you. From that day, they kept me inside and making pizza, and I started making pizza in about year and a half. Again, yeah, I think about a year, like 8 months, something. I was, I became a manager in Hicksville Domino's. I was year and a half, maybe a little more, a little less. I was managing that place. That's how I learned. That's where I learned. I knew how to make pizza. I knew what pizza is now, almost like 3 years. I knew what pizza sauce. I knew what I can make, how I can make a good dough. I knew how to make a really good pizza, a good, simple, good pizza, but I didn't know how to sell it. That's where I learned from Domino's Pizza to sell your pizza, to sell your products.
Hmm.
And thank God I did. Thank God I did because without learning selling your products, even though you make a gold product, no one is gonna know. No one is gonna know what you are making. You have to reach the people to tell them, hey, this is what I made. And
Yeah.
why I say that I learned it from Domino's because they have the best marketing. You can just cut this off. I don't want to mention a brand that as an ad, but they do make the worst pizza and selling the best, selling it most to make the most to make the best advertisement.
What? Yeah, I don't want to cut this off because I think you raise a really good point, which is you've got your product can be fantastic if nobody knows about it or is persuaded to buy it, then it really doesn't make any difference. You're not going to be successful. Domino's was just Warren Buffett just made an investment into Domino's. I mean, they're clearly doing something pretty well with uh, that business. It's been around a long time. I mean, I'm not like I don't eat Domino's, but I respect the brand, and they clearly are phenomenal at marketing their product.
Definitely, I respect them, and they do really probably the best in the world.
What is it
Mar-
they do so well, Frank? Like, what did you learn from them then that you've been able to apply to what you're doing now?
I learned what give people what they want.
Okay.
Don't try to give them what you want. Give people what people want. First, you have to learn that. To learn that, you have to walk around, see what people want. You have to be in a restaurant. You have to be in a pizzerias. You have to be in different communities to see, to figure out what people want for to eat pizza, how people want to eat their pizza, what kind of pizza people wanted to eat. You have to figure out this kind of things, and you have to show them exactly what you are making. Just don't trick them. I remember Domino's used to do, if you are late, the delivery time was 30 minutes. If you are late,
Yeah. Yeah, I
it
remember that. It was amazing. You'd have to
was the
call,
best.
somebody would answer, a person, they'd take an order, they'd write it down, and somehow they would show up to your house within 30 minutes.
Yes, if they don't, but here is the trick. I mean, it's not trick. It's the best advertisement so far that I have ever seen in my total life. It seems they lose money. They lose money, but they never lose money. They say 30 minutes, we're gonna be there. If you're not there 30 minutes, money back guarantee. And they
Yep.
did. Where I
Yeah.
lived, where I worked, if it was late, because we knew the driver got late. If the pizza is out in 20 minutes, the pizza is not late. But if the pizza is out in 25 minutes, 30 minutes, it's already late. So we return the money back to the customers.
Sure. Yeah.
Sometimes like sometimes I like almost 15 orders that has been returned all during whole week. Sometimes 30 orders. It seems that Domino's lose money, but they never lose money. They gain people's trust. That
Mm.
hey, if I know it's gonna be late, they're gonna pay my money back. No worries.
And
This is what
trust
people want.
trust leads to loyalty and repeat customers, and that I'm imagining that because they had that offer, they would get way more people coming in the door in the first place to offset whatever they may lose on the back end of that. They had to stop doing that, I think, because there were drivers that were driving aggressively or whatever. People getting there. I don't know. Is that why? I mean, that's what I seem to remember. But did they have to basically? Didn't they have to stop doing it because of maybe it was insurance risks or whatever it was?
I don't believe that's because of the accident. Because out of like 1,000 drivers, maybe one or two could have accident because they're hustling. But they did the ads enough. How many years they did? Probably 10 years, 15
They did
years.
it for a long time.
They
Yeah.
don't need that anymore. Now
They
they
didn't.
changed
Okay.
the
They built
strategy.
the trust. Yeah.
Yeah, people they don't need it anymore.
Okay. Got it. Got
Yeah.
it.
I don't. This is what I think. I never like
No, I
asked
got you. I
that.
got you. Okay. So you were in Long Island September 11th. And then, so how long were you there at Domino's? And then what was that? What happened after that?
2003, May 2003. I heard that East Village Pizza was on sale,
Okay.
and I worked there Domino's Pizza for almost like 15 hours, sometimes 17 hours. I remember the supervisor was like, you should take some rest. Every time he sees me, he says, you should take some rest. And I told him, look, people wanted to see their workers to work. I work and you tell me to take rest because he goes like, you're a human. You have to rest. I was like, I know, but I'm young. I can do this. I need like money. I need this. I need that. I have to. I don't want to lose my time with having fun or this. I worked 7 days. I didn't take off, and I heard that East Village Pizza was on sale, and I was like, I scared to buy it because a lot of money. I didn't have enough money. I borrowed money from my aunt, and I talked with my brother. I was like, look, this is a chance for us to show and to gain what we had so far.
Yeah.
If we don't have, uh, if we don't buy this store, we're gonna lose everything we had so far. Where we're gonna keep working for someone else
That's
because he
right.
was, he wasn't like he didn't want to do it. He's scared. He didn't want to. He was like, no, no, no. But I convinced him to buy to be with me because I couldn't do it alone. I convinced him. He always thank me now that you convinced me to buy the store, so we have our own. But what I was thinking is, I knew how to make pizza. I learned a little bit how to sell the pizza. Now I can do my own. And I convinced my brother to buy his village pizza, and we went there. I knew the owner. He was Turkish too, but that was my previous job. We went, we sit down, we talk, and we said, okay, we're gonna get it with me and my brother. We got it. I had some money on the side. I saved some, and I mostly money that I brought from my aunt Turkey, and I always remember. I always thank her whenever I go to Turkey. I always see her. I always call her still. And that is Village Pizza journey, just like that. I didn't have like big amount of money, but I think I had courage. I'm not sure if I could do it now to borrow that much money. I got some credit too from my bank. I remember I like from some of the friends that I got a couple $1,000 because I didn't have enough to end up the month. But thank God I did. That courage gave me a life here in the United States, which is, I'm not rich. Nobody's gonna be rich by making single store pizzeria, but I had my family, I had my living. I'm thankful. I'm thankful what I did. I'm thankful that what I did actually how I created a regular pizzeria to a landmark pizzeria in New York City.
So you have owned it for 20 years now.
20, yes, 20, 2003, yeah, 20 years.
21 years.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, there's so many amazing elements of this story, my friend. And I want to talk about your pizzeria and your business. But before we get into that, I think this is such a great story of what is so amazing about this country. So you're in Turkey, you want to come to the United States, you win the lottery for the green card, and you come and you add work ethic and enthusiasm for this country and um, taking a risk and having courage and creating or fulfilling a dream. And now you own a business. I mean, that's what this country is all
definitely,
about at its core, right? Like a place where you can come and the world is, the opportunities are there for you should you be willing to work really hard and, be a good citizen and take some risk and, pour yourself into it. And so congrats on fulfilling that dream. There's so many people that wish they could come to this country and do what you did. And um, you're a wonderful example of why it's, just a great place if you are willing to do what it takes. But that if you are willing to do what it takes piece is hard, right? You were working 7 days
it,
a week, 15, 17 hours a day. It's fascinating because there's a lot of people that grow up in this country that I think don't realize how fortunate we are to have these opportunities. If it's the trade-off, right? If you're willing to, like, yes, if you are willing to work really hard, bet on yourself, take some risks here, then there are so many opportunities. But it's not just show up and you're just going to be handed, whatever you want because you're here. No, it's like it comes with quite a bit of hard work and stress and um that is that's the trade-off. But congratulations on doing that and congratulations on having that courage to take that risk, on believing in yourself. I believe that betting on yourself is the best bet you can ever make. And that's wonderful. You were able to,
definitely.
persuade your aunt and your brother, and they're all now obviously very thankful for that. But that's no easy thing to do. And is scary. It's probably scarier now. You and I are, we're like midlife, right? So you're a little bit more risk averse now, but betting on yourself is always a great thing. I also think it's wonderful that you had these, which you often find in small business, these mentors that taught you so many things. The original owner of, or not the original owner of East Village, but the second place you were at that taught you everything. And then you go to Domino's, you've got somebody who cares about you enough to say, well, maybe you're working too hard. You're not a robot, you're a human. So, you find all these awesome people that care about you, that are trying to help shape and mold you. And I think that's another wonderful thing, particularly in the world of small business. And I would count, even though Domino's is huge and they have the power of, branding, scale, and marketing, they have franchisees, and these franchisees are small business owners. And small business owners are a wonderful group of people that, there are exceptions, but typically care a lot about not only their customers but the people that work for them. And so you learned a lot, and then you got to have this opportunity. So 21 years in, I'm sure you've taken so much of what you've learned and redeploy that into building this successful business and shaping and molding and mentoring people that have worked for you and caring genuinely about your customers. So forgive me, but I'm just so inspired by your story. I had to convey just my gratitude for you sharing that and my appreciation for that type of story, because I think it's just a wonderful aspect of this great country.
It is. It is like uh, you have an opportunity here. I had an opportunity. If I wasn't Turkey, I wouldn't. I couldn't do it. Like we had an opportunity here, and the opportunities are very obvious. All you need to do is follow the opportunities. You
Yeah.
just have to have a work ethic. Like you have to be an ethic, not the only work. It's actually an ethic life that is gonna help you. Because when people see that you are an, I'm gonna say honest, but it's not the real right word, and honest people that work for them, they will do something for you.
Yeah.
They will do something for you. This is what I did. I did have a work ethic. I work good. When I work in the pizzeria, the best pizza in West Village, when I work, I always try to learn something. I just like the day that he taught me how to cut a whole pie, like a 20-inch whole pie, it was so hard. I was like, how I can do it faster. I didn't do, I just, okay, I can cut it, no problem. That's enough for me. No, how I can do it faster, how I can do it better, and how I can do it in like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Every day he sees me, like he was like, what are you doing? Are you clocking? Are you taking counting? I was like, I'm trying to do it faster because on Fridays, Saturdays it's busier. I don't want people to wait for me about a minute to cut a slice. So he sees that I was trying to learn, I was trying to do something. I believe that's why I do the same now. I exactly do the same because I could say he's my mentor. When I see people that try to learn, try to do something, I always open their way.
Mm.
I put them in a second position. Hey, you're cutting pizza now. It's time for you to make pizza. Come on, let's do it. You can do it. But you have to see the potentially that he wants to do it. But also, what I believe is in your heart, in your life, if you really believe something that you could do it, and if there is a right environment, there is nothing can stop you. And United States was, that's why I say right environment. United States was a right environment for me because there was a lot of opportunity. What I knew was to follow the opportunities.
So tell, like, what was it like in Turkey? Like, why did you want to come to the United States?
I was 23 years old. It's New York, like everybody wants to be here. Like I could say there is no reason for it. There shouldn't be no reason. But one thing that I wanted to study, and the second is the financially, because I come from a poor family. We like not really poor, but like not even standard. Like my father was working in a factory, and we had like four brothers and a sister. Financial hardship would actually give you something that you look for. Not for everybody, but I was looking like, I don't want to, I want to be something, I want to do something. And New York City, like from the movie, I don't exactly remember what day, but Mel Gibson, the movie that he made, they call it Forever Young.
Uh-huh.
It was I was like, I think I was like 20, 21 year old. I watched that movie, and like, we were watching like a show that actually going on for like 3 years, Night Rider.
Yeah.
People, I don't know how old are you, probably remember, but young guys don't
Oh,
remember.
I remember. I'm 50. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know Knight Rider very well. Yeah.
yeah. I used to watch it every Sunday. They used to do it in Turkey. They used to do it on Sunday. So we had like, I see some, but the main thing to study and financial hardship.
21 years in. Tell me about, well, first of all, I don't know the geography of New York very well. I've been to New York a few times for business over the years. So, East Village, is that Lower East Side? Is that Upper East Side? Where are you located in Manhattan?
Lower East Side. Lower East Side.
Lower East Side. Okay. So, is that, um,
Yes, we could say First Avenue and East Ninth Street.
okay. So you're pretty far down.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
it's that's what that area we call Lower East Side. After 14th Street, between Fifth Avenue and 14th Street to Avenue D to Houston, we call it Lower East Side. I mean, the total area is Lower East Side,
Okay.
but that area is East Village. So right after it starts NoHo, Soho, but basically it's after 14th Street to down is Lower East Side.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. You buy this place, um, cobble together the money and you buy this place. The day that closed, I'm just so curious how that felt. What you were thinking the day you close that deal and they hand over the keys, and now you've been here at that point for what, 7 years ish, 6, 7 years. You came here knowing almost no English and having no money, and 6, 7 years later, you now are taking the keys to this business and going in as an owner. That had to feel pretty freaking awesome, man.
At the first day, when we get the keys and everything, at the first day, I was like, what did we do?
What did we just do, right? Yeah,
uh, but I'm not gonna lie. I From the beginning I was scared, but
yeah.
I had to push it somewhere to get out my courage to do it. I could do it. We could do it. We could do it. I always I tried to be positive. We could do it. We could make it. We had some irritations. I had some irritations, like why, what I can do. But the first week, first, I had to uh, realize myself that now I am the owner, and I had to work double. That's what I think. What I learned. It was funny when you're. I never think that I'm gonna lay down, have fun. Now I'm the owner. People are gonna work for me, but I never knew that I had to work double.
Yeah.
Someone's sick, you have to work. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no day off. You have to work. But I knew because I was willing to work. I had no problem with working. But from the first day, I wanted to do changes, and I wanted to do changes, and I was afraid to make some changes because people that store has been there for 5 years. If I change it, what's gonna happen? So I figured out a way that how to change and learn that we could change a little by little. Don't change everything in one shot. So I start changing from 2003 to 2009. I changed the menu a little bit. I changed the pizza recipes. I put mine. I changed the cheese that they use. I changed the pizza sauce that they use. I did change a lot of things, which I did. Thank God I did, because I feel comfortable to using my recipes that I actually learned and I knew what it is. So I made, including the ingredients, including the shape of the store, the layout of the counter, the lighting. Like I changed a lot. I changed a lot of things. And in the meantime, I learned how to deal with people as a boss, as the owner, how to deal with employees, how to spend time in the kitchen to figure out better pizza. I don't say best pizza because there's no best pizza. I don't make best pizza. I make simple, good pizza. If you want to come
Mm,
one day to Manhattan, simple, good pizza. I never call myself making best pizza because that's too ironic to say making best pizza. But I make simple, good pizza. So to make it better pizza means like how the environment of a workplace should be to get a better pizza in a faster way. There was a lot of things that I did change. There was a lot of things that I wanted to change. So it took a while. It took a while to do all from it wasn't from scratch, but I changed it from scratch. I changed it from scratch. I changed most of the things that they have been running. It's not that they don't make good pizza. They were making good pizza, but I wanted to feel comfortable to make my own things that I know when customer asks me, well, how do you do this? I can straight answer what
yeah.
we have, how I make it.
Tell me about the physical place. Is this a dine in? Is it carry out? Is it delivery?
We do have both, but there is like three tables and a counter seating. You know like what like New York style pizzerias are. They have like counter seating with a bar stools. We have that, and we have like three tables. The dining area is not bigger. Probably we have like 17, 18 people can sit, and we have outside seating. It's not a big place. It's a small place.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like we could say like I call myself a slice joint. I'm not a restaurant.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. So people then, so there's a lot of, do people, is there, do you deliver
I do the
pizza? You
yes.
do. So, okay. Do y'all still deliver on bikes like you were doing in 1997?
Yes, we have to do it in Manhattan. There's no other way. But now they use electric bike, which is they get a plus because they don't get tired. With the manual bike, you have to go all around, uh,
Yeah.
biking. That's a little bit hard. But now they have electric bikes, so it's easier.
Tell me about your team of people and like how you have taken what you learned as a young man and turned around and taught that to some of the people that have come to work for you.
I choose the people that I work because I have a chance to choose. I don't discriminate, but I choose people that who willing to learn.
Yeah,
People who willing to learn, they actually willing to work also because you can't learn without working.
sure.
Even though like you have to you wanna read a book, you have to do something. You have to get the book, find the book, get the book, open it, and read it. So people willing to work is always open. People willing to learn is always open to work. So I choose people that who is willing to learn, and I work with them. And I mostly don't make mistakes choosing the right people. Sometimes, of course, everybody can make mistake, but I choose and I give them opportunity. I don't hire a manager. I raised my manager from the scratch. Like there
Yeah.
was a guy, let's say he was working there for 4 years. I was like, okay, now you're ready to do this. This shift is yours. So that's how I deal with employees. I don't just say, okay, I need a night shift manager from no, they can't even run the store. I can't do that. If there is no one, I am there.
Okay.
I train the next guy who is ready for that being shift manager. I can train him 3 months, 4 months, or a year. I stay there, I train him, and then I make him ready. For the people that who willing to work, I really would like to give them my experience that I have because 30 years is a good experience. 30 years, I'm not trying to talk about myself and say, hey, I'm good, but 30 years in any business, in anywhere, that is really good experience that people can learn something from you.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
30 years actively I make pizza. I'm still making pizza in the kitchen.
Sure.
When I go to a pizzeria, I still go in the kitchen and I call it play with my dough. I play it around, I still make pizza. People, customer can sees me, not as hard as before, but I still do spend time in the kitchen. So choosing the right people, what I can say, choosing the right people is actually going to give you a philosophy that makes you feel better when you work with.
Yeah.
I choose the people who wants to learn, not who wants to work, who wants to learn.
Yeah. The anybody who wants to learn, as you're saying, the work flows downstream from that. If you want to learn, there's no way to learn without doing the work. So I like that a lot. That's a really interesting philosophy. What had, from your Domino's days, you talked about Domino's being so good at branding and creating awareness of the product. What have you learned from them that you've been able to deploy in your small business?
To reach the customers, to attract the customers, how I can reach the customers. That's where I learned from Domino's. How I can reach the customers and which area that is for me to uh, to reach the customers. Which customers means which people you have to reach and where you can reach them and how you can reach them. That's what I learned. How you can reach them. At 2003, we walked door to door with printing menu, door to door, every week. Every week, I had one person with me every week from that area, mile point two radius area. That I went almost every single building. Some buildings didn't let us go to do the printing menu. That time, the printing menu was so important because Domino's was doing the same thing. You probably don't remember, but Domino's always had a box, pizza box, right? And always had a flyer on top of the box.
Yep, sure.
Always had a flyer. And that flyer has specials. Two pizzas, 2 liter soda. Two pizzas, 1 liter soda. Three pizzas. They did they did two for Tuesdays. I did the same thing, but not for two for Tuesday. I did the two for Thursday. Two pizzas in one price. Domino's did it for about 3 years. I think 2 3 years for marketing. That's how we did at the beginning when I got the store at 2003. Printing menu was so important. We did door to door, probably 6 7 years. Not always every week, but at least every month that I went through all the doors, buildings with a printing menu. That's how I started because that's what I learned from Domino's. They didn't even send a single box out. We were not allowed to send a single box out without a flyer.
Gotcha. Okay. What has changed? You mentioned the printing menus were a big deal then. What's changed through technology and what's different now?
Technology saved the trees. The printing menu was not important anymore. Why? Because people stopped reading. People didn't want to look at the menu as a printing menu drop to your door because people start to get too busy with their smartphones.
Mm,
And I believe it was, I'm going to say 2009, 8, maybe it could be a little early, but 2008 to 10, people were too busy with their smartphone to figure out what's happening. This is something new. The apps got into our life like a crushing semi truck. We didn't even know what was it, so we had to learn. Then people stopped looking the printing menu because they realized that they could do it from their phone. They could do it from Facebook. Their Facebook was out, I think, 2008. The first book is my first online uh, I'm not gonna say ads, but it's basically ads. I didn't pay; it was free. Online platform that I use it as a showcase. How I figure out people were not reading the printing menu, because every month, every 2 months, every 2 months, you go to the same place and you drop the menu. You don't see the menu there, but now every building has two, three menu left over. Like they don't even touch it. You see it somewhere. Like so. Also, you can see people walking in front of the stores. I look around. I walk around my stores. Like I'll walk around the blocks always. I see people looking at their phone to find out something, to find a store, looking on the phone to find something, looking on the phone. So that makes the big changes to from printing menu. Printing life is done for any business right now. Printing life is just like some pictures that you could print for your menu. That's it. And I used the Facebook as my first showcase. What I did is I put pizza pictures there. There was not even a video. I think there was just pictures. I showed them pictures, and I posted on Facebook, and then Instagram surprisingly came out at 10, I think 10 or 11. And 2012, I started using Instagram, but Instagram was something uh, personal. Nobody knew that Instagram is gonna be this famous for businesses. It was very personal, and I start adding pizza pictures there. There was no video again, and my friends were laughing at me like and mocking me like, "What are you doing? This is your personal life. You should put your pictures there." But my mind was like, "Who's gonna follow me? My friends. Why they want to see me? They can see me actually. They always see me. We talk to them over the phone. Like, why they want to see me as a picture? They can come to the store. We go to their house. They come. Like, we always see each other. Like, why they want to see me as a picture? But I can show them what I make, and they can show their friends what I make, and their friends. They, word of mouth that goes away. That's how I start posting pizza pictures on Instagram. Basically, my online life started there. And thank God I did. Do I know why I did? I don't know. Did I know that the Instagram is going to be this famous for businesses? I didn't know. But what I did is it just like try to something different to reach the people. That's where I learned from Domino's. How to reach the people. If you don't know how to reach the people, it doesn't matter you're making a gold pizza or silver pizza, doesn't matter. You're not going to sell able to sell it. That's what I always say. I learned that from that.
Yeah,
You have
for
to reach
sure.
the people, and you have to find the right way to reach the people. I think that I always did the right thing to reach the people using the online platforms, Facebook and Instagram. Facebook always was helpful, but Instagram was something different. At 2014, 15, it was like blowed out. It was like all, especially on food. Like food business was something really good for Instagram, because every single person that I know, they share their food on Instagram. It was like they still do, but so it was something really big. That's how I start to using Instagram. After I figure out the Instagram, I start posting pizza pictures, and I see some difference. People come say, "Hey, I want this pizza, and I want that pizza," and they allow making the videos. By the way, I was the first guy, probably. I'm not sure. I can't say all the world, but I was the first guy probably making a pizza video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, probably. Like I made my first video went viral. I don't know how many like media companies they share it on their accounts. I could say everybody in United States, including 9gags, and like all this like Food Network, everybody shared that on their Instagram profile, because there was no pizza video at all.
Right, right.
I was lucky. Again, did I knew that that video is gonna go viral? No, I just wanted to make a video. I had the phone, but that video even wasn't ever professional. I didn't even have the course. After like I think 2013, I learned from a friend of mine. I take classes to learn to make a video, like what angle mid video I should make, how I can edit it. I think month and a half I took classes, so how I do my edits right now. But that time I just take a simple video and put it there. It's just like very simple, but it did went viral, which is good. And after that, I figured out that people are hungry for videos. Like the media companies, people means like the media companies are desperately looking for content to repost it. I was like, why shouldn't I give them? Like, why shouldn't I give them? I keep making video every day. I keep making video, and then some of them they got shared, some of them they didn't. About how I actually started my online platform live, including Instagram.
Hey, y'all, running a restaurant, as we all know, is no easy task, but Webstaurant Store has your back. From heavy duty equipment to everyday kitchen essentials, we've got everything you need to stay stocked all year long. And right now, you can save $50 on your order of $250 or more when you use the code WebSave50 at checkout. That's WEBSAVE50, WebSave50. But hurry, this offer is only available until December 31st. Visit webstaurantstore.com today to snag some savings. And y'all, I'll throw in this piece. That's what they asked me to say. These folks are awesome to work with. They have a great website, highly regarded, a lot of happy customers, and we're super stoked to have them as a sponsor. So go check them out, webstaurantstore.com. And again, that code is WebSave50. Thanks. Do you still make videos now, and do you use other different platforms like TikTok and some of these newer ones, or?
I do use TikTok. I should. If any business that is running a business, anybody that is running a business right now, they should use all the possible online platform, because people are there. People are not their home anymore. People are in the online platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, like YouTube, whatever you call, whatever you call. That's how I how you reach the people. That's why we have to do 100% online, because we have potential people living there. That's what I call people don't live in their house anymore. They live on an online platform. So we have to reach the online platform.
Yes, as well as podcasts, right? So here we are.
Yeah.
And the content is being, everything is fragmented and distributed now. There's there's Twitter, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's TikTok, there's YouTube, there's all so, and there everything seems to be more siloed than ever. So some people live, as you say, when they live on their phone, they live in the Instagram world, and some live in the YouTube world, and some live in the, I live in a, well, I don't have a phone. I have this, but so I'm weird. When I'm on my laptop, though, if I'm on any, like I live in a different world than my kids do. They spend more time on Snapchat and TikTok or whatever, and I
My
spend my
kids are
time in.
saved. So the kids are, yeah, the younger generation are saved. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what else should we talk about that we haven't talked about? Is there anything that you wanted to
I
discuss
forgot
today that
to
we haven't hit
mention.
on
I
yet?
forgot to mention the live streaming on Instagram.
Hmm.
When the feature came on the live stream,
Yeah.
I started doing live streams.
Okay.
But what I did is I did call it making and baking pizza. I set my pizzeria, the making pizza make lines. I set it as a studio. I put my lights there. I put my phone holder there to do live stream for about almost 3 years. I did live stream making and baking pizza. I would say the most popular live stream for me that I did. I could show people how I make the pizza. I could show people how I cook the pizza. And the funny thing is, when I start the live stream, I always say, "Okay, the live stream start. Let's making and baking pizza. Anybody sees this live stream here, stop by. You get a slice on me. I didn't charge." And we did have people. They come. So that live stream actually gave me a great idea to reach more people with doing the live stream, but give what they want me to show them how I cook your pizza. And after a little, first we had like four people listening the live stream. Nobody was there, like one people, three people, four people at the first. But every day I gain people, and I remember my kids. I told them, "Hey, when I do the live stream, just join there so we could see a couple more people, you know, there." But after like a month, we when people here start the hearing, we had really good. I had fun, and also I had business.
Yeah.
And after a while, what I did is, if you catch me doing live stream and if you order pizza, you can tell me your pizza and I will do anything you say and I don't want to charge you any extra. You can order plain pizza while I make live stream. On live stream, you can tell me this order number is mine and I want pepperoni on it. I want charger. I want buffalo chicken on it. I want charger. I want anything, whatever you want. I want charger. So I did this kind of thing with the live stream a lot for about 3 years, and that helped me. That helped me build myself. That helped me meet my new generation of customers. That helped me improve myself to deal with the new generation's customers. Because at our age, we're simple. Like I want pizza. I know what I'm gonna eat. I don't want to try different things much. But new generation, they're open minded everything.
Yep.
At that year, before 2019, before pandemic, I figured out the double stack pizza and the cheese and garlic nuts. Now that's changed my life because I had something uh, that went viral all around the world, and people come for double stack pizza and cheese and garlic nut around the world. So that changed my life a really better way. And during pandemic, we had pandemic. I almost forget that. New York City, we had pandemic, and it was really worst. But I opened. Most people are closed, and I opened. And I took a chance. I opened. I was like, I don't want to leave it. Even my brother scared. He didn't come, which I understand. I didn't push him, but I opened. And I, with the people that who actually was working, I asked them, "Do you want to work? Yes or no? No push, no nothing. Like that's your right to stay home." Some of them they did. They didn't want to work, and some of them they did. With three people, including me, we ran the full shift for about like 6 months.
Mm.
This is it was hard. It wasn't that easy. So I opened. I did not close one single day. At the first week of the pandemic, it was very very slow. No one was in New York City. Uh, Not even cops. Like no, New York City was totally like a ghost city. I decided to do something, and what I could do, I could look like, okay, let's give some pizzas away. Nobody comes. Nobody's coming to buy pizza. We could give some pizza away free. And I was like, uh, the four prisons very close to me. I took them some pizza, like 4 or 5 pizzas for lunch, 4 or 5 pizza for at night because they probably didn't have no time to eat. And I figured out that there was a line, doctors and nurses waiting online in New York University Hospital on 34th Street. After I see that, I keep making the pizzas to the hospital 10, 20, 50, whatever I can. I never stop. Like go and come back with my car. I took it to do Mount Sinai Hospital. I took it to do Bellevue Hospital and NYU mostly, which were close to me. And I did give away probably 400, maybe more pizzas. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. What a weird time that was. Well, what I've gotten from you is that you're very well, you do the what you hire people to do, what you look for, which is you seem to be constantly learning and you have a growth mindset. You're observant of what's going on around you, the people walking around on their phones, the opportunity to provide pizza to hospitals, the live streaming. This is so you seem to be constantly out ahead of, trying new things to see what works because things constantly change. And then what doesn't change is um, the importance of showing up and working hard, taking good care of your people and enabling them to grow, which creates a team of people who is, I'm going to imagine, is probably pretty darn loyal to you and gives them opportunities to better themselves. And I think your story's freaking awesome, dude. Like I'm really glad that we got
Thank
to meet, and it's
I'm really
such an
glad too. I'm really glad. I'm always thankful that I got here, and these opportunities that laying around. Hopefully, people can find it because I did. I
yeah.
did.
They're, they're there. They're everywhere. It's mindset's such an important part of this, right? Are you willing to go out and seize the opportunities that are laying around everywhere because they are? And this is a incredible country. I grew up here and been here my whole life, and I'm very grateful for that. And I
Thank
love stories like yours of people that, you know, want to be here and that do what they can to get here and then take advantage of the opportunities while they are here. And it makes our country just a lot better. And I'm a
Definitely.
huge fan of small businesses, man. I mean, I just,
Yeah.
I have a small business. My family, I've grown up around small businesses, and I think they're the lifeblood of this economy. And they're so important. So I'll never tire of telling stories like yours. And, you know, particularly hospitality small businesses are just, they're so important because when you work in a restaurant, um, you have to learn whether it's something you're going to do for your career or you're there for 6 months or 6 years, you have to learn so many different skill sets because you're operating under typically when a shift is going on, there's a lot of activity. It's intense. There's things that can go awry at any time. Um, and you have to learn to work as a team and you have to learn to deal with all kinds of customers and all kinds of moods and handle the general public with grace and humility and kindness. And you develop a set of skills that is applicable really in any business. But also a great restaurant is tends to be sort of the one of the key elements of a great community. So when we have lots of small, independently owned or franchise, maybe small businesses, particularly hospitality businesses, it's where people go to see their neighbors and their peers and to enjoy good food and good fellowship. And I just think that it's an incredibly important industry. And I think most people don't fully understand or appreciate how hard it is to run a successful restaurant and to do it for, you know, 20 years now, like you have. And so I tip my hat and I thank you for taking the time to come share the story. And I
Thank you.
don't get to New York often. My wife and kids are going up there right after Christmas. I'm like, I live on a farm and I'm staying here, but I'm going to send them your way, to go get some
Please,
great pizza for sure.
please, please. I would be happy. About the local, the last word that I want to say about the local thing is I always say, go to your local pizzerias. Even when I did the live streams,
Yeah.
especially I used to say this to the people, go to your local pizzerias.
Yeah.
And it's not that you support them, but local pizzerias make much more better pizza than the chain pizzas.
Yeah.
You respect them all, but the worst local pizzeria could make much more better pizza than the chain. So I could say, go to your local pizzerias. You don't have to come to me, but just go to your local pizzerias. I always used to say, just remember on the live stream.
Well, thank you for saying that. And also that brings up something you said earlier that I have so much respect for, which is you don't say I make the best pizza. You just say, I make simple pizza and I'm consistent. Um,
Simple, good pizza.
Simple, good pizza.
Yeah.
So, first of all, that's such a basic and attractive concept of just it's simple and it's good. And today's world is fast and complicated, and there's a lot of noise out there. And so, simple and good is a good anchor. And I like that very much. I also like the fact that you clearly have a mentality and a philosophy that is bigger than yourself, which is go support other independent pizzerias. If it's mine, great. If it's another one, great. Um, and you know, this sort of rising tide lifts all boats mentality around small business, I think is great. The fact is, independent businesses like yours, the money that you spend there stays in your community. It's not some of it's not going back to some group of people somewhere in some office tower, that or the money stays there. It pays people that live there. It invests into the community. You live in the community, so that's a wonderful aspect of, and not just local restaurants or independent pizza places. It's just small businesses in general. I mean, if you want a great community, go spend your money with local businesses and everybody ends up winning. I think when people have that mentality. Well, Frank, thank you so much. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the story. Congratulations on just a wonderful, amazing success story of an immigrant who's come here and sees the opportunities to make this country even better. I appreciate you, man, very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was great talking to you, and thanks a lot for having me.
I want to thank all of you who are listening and watching another incredible episode of Restaurant Owners Uncorked. I'm not going to have Frank share his contact info with the whole world, but thank you all for listening. More episodes coming soon. Give us a rating, give us a thumbs up, give us a star or a comment or anything so that this content gets to more people. Thank you all so much.